you must be properly attired. Right? You should not be in them skinny jeans extremely tight that you can't even walk in it. Your pants should not be underneath your butt. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining my channel again today. If you're new, please remember to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to comment, share, watch the full video. So here's a topic that I will be discussing today. Now, I'm going to be showing you 7 important principles of children of God. So the first one I'm going to touch would be self-evaluation. Now, this is something that every child of God must do. So before you say that you are going to tell people about the gospel and you're going to tell them that they should do this and they should not do that, you should self-evaluate yourself and make sure that you are righteous. Make sure that you are obeying God's commandments. Make sure that you are not stumbling over certain things, because you can't be talking to other people about certain things and then you have not perfected everything that God expects in you. Alright, so let's jump into 1 Corinthians 11 from verse 27 to 28. Alright, so it says, "Wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup." The next scripture is going to be Matthew 5 verse 3. Alright, so it says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Now the next one I'm going to jump down to would be, every child of God should not be envious. Envy is like poison. You will not make it in if you have that in you. Envy leads to a lot of unrighteous thoughts and crucial thoughts and make people do evil deeds. Envy is evil. It is not of God. So I'm going to jump into James 3 from verse 14 to 16. Alright, so it says, But if ye have bitter envying and strifes in your hearts, glory not, and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descended not from above, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish. So you realize it tells you that envy is not from above, which means it is not from God. Right? It states that it is devilish. So envy is from the devil. So if you are a child of God and you're an envious person, there is something wrong with you. You have to get rid of that trait out of you. Now verse 16 states, For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. I don't have to say anymore, because the scripture is telling you everything about envy. Alright, so the third point I want to touch would be being holy. Let's jump into 1 Peter 1 verse 16. "Be ye holy, for I am holy." Holiness is the way of God. There is no other way for a child of God to walk. So you must be holy as God is holy. If you're not holy, that means that all your actions and everything that you're doing is unrighteous, which is contrary to what God expects of us. So if you have that issue, then you need to correct that. Alright, the next, the fourth quality I want to point out would be, every child of God must be properly attired. And this has to do with both men and women. Now, most of the times they're only talking about what women should be wearing. So, but what about the men? So as a man of God, you must be properly attired. Right? You should not be in them skinny jeans extremely tight that you can't even walk in it. Your pants should not be underneath your butt. You should not wear women's garment, just as women should not wear a man's garment. Women, you must dress modest. You can't be a child of God with all of your body being exposed to the world. Alright, so let's jump into 1 Timothy 2 verse 9. Alright, so it states, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Let me just read verse 10. But which becometh woman professing godliness with good works. Also, let's jump into Deuteronomy 22, verse 5. Alright, so it states, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. Alright, the fifth principle is going to be that as a child of God, you must be kind and you must love your enemies. Now, there are many that cannot relate to this, because what most people pray, what most people think about is evil deeds. So if someone does something wrong to them, they're just going to act and do evil deeds. So if you're a child of God, you should not be doing that, and you must be kind, because you cannot be saved without it. So let's go to Ephesians 4 from verse 31 to 32. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you. The next scripture is going to be Matthew 5, verse 43. Ye have heard that it had been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. I'm going to have to go down to verse 44. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. Alright. The next principle is going to be that you must follow God's commandments. You cannot be saved if you're not following after God's laws. So St. John 14 from verse 15 to 31. Alright, so it states, if ye love me, keep my commandment. I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you, and shall be in you. I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you. Yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more, but ye see me, because I live, ye shall live also. At that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you. He that hath my commandments, and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him, and will manifest myself to him. We can stop here. Alright, now the final principle would be that every child of God must be humble. There are some of you that are self-righteous, full of pride. God hates pride. And those that are self-righteous, there's a problem with that, because God doesn't work with that. If you are really of God, you will know that you must be humble. The people that are self-righteous always end up in destruction, because if you're doing something wrong, and if even God comes to you and reveals it to you, you are going to feel that you are right when you are doing the wrong. Alright, so I'm going to jump into Luke 14, verse 11. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. And there is nothing amazing than when God actually exalts you. Alrighty, so this is the end of my video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And please be sure to check out the other videos. And you have yourselves a blessed day.